Hello everyone. In this video we will discuss about top 10 European cities. Europe has some of the most fascinating cities on the planet. For example, you will be able to experience the romantic vibes of Paris, as well as the warm and welcoming atmosphere of Florence. Almost the entire continent is filled with picturesque landscapes, outstanding architecture, and some of the most delectable dishes. It will be extremely difficult to determine which European cities are the most populous. This is due in part to individual differences in interests, tastes, and freaks. Whatever your preferences are, here are the top 10 cities in Europe. Madrid is number 10. In recent years, tourism has increased significantly in this city. The best thing we can say about Madrid is that visitors fall in love with it because of its wonderful and welcoming atmosphere. And despite its vast size, Spain's capital and largest city is a pleasure to visit because the majority of the city's legacy and points of interest are concentrated in its historic core. Various World Heritage sites around Madrid can be visited in a day. Toledo, known as the City of Three Cultures, was a medieval city where Muslims, Jews, and Christians coexisted for centuries. It is regarded as a must-see attraction on any trip to Europe. Barcelona is number 9. Barcelona is one of the most desirable destinations in the world due to its modernist architecture. It is 372 miles from Madrid, but the flight takes less than an hour, with flights almost every hour. You can also take the fast train, the AVI, which takes 3 hours. It is the location of some of Antoni Gaudi's masterpieces, which attract millions of visitors each year and contribute to the city's distinct urbanism. There are, however, more notable areas, such as the Gothic Quarter with its Gothic cathedral, and the stunning Cathedral of the Sea. If you have the opportunity to travel outside of Barcelona, one of the most visited sites is the Montserrat Monastery. Rome, number 8. There are regular flights from Barcelona to Rome, and if you choose Rome, the Italian capital, you could be in the old city in less than 2 hours. It is one of the most important empires in human history, and an astonishing amount of its historical legacy has been preserved. This is the country's largest city, and you'll need at least 2 days to see everything, especially if you want to include a visit to the Vatican City. It appears to be a miracle that massive structures like the Roman Colosseum and the Agrippa Pantheon have survived for more than 2,000 years. Because the city is so large and has so many places to see, you should sign up for an excursion or guided tour if you want to see everything. Florence, number 7. Florence is another must-see destination in Italy if you're planning a trip to Europe. It is the birthplace of the Renaissance, and one of those places that will surprise you, giving you more than you bargained for, and making you want to return again and again. The best way to get from Rome to Florence is by train. It takes just over an hour to get to the heart of this one of Europe's top 10 cities. If you are visiting Florence or coming from Florence, there is one thing you must do. Approach Pisa and climb to the top of its Leaning Tower. Furthermore, both the magnificent village of San Mignone, a beautiful town with ancient towers, and Siena's famed Piazza del Campo are highly recommended excursions. If you don't have much time, you can see Florence in one day, and then go on a trip the next day to learn about some of the hidden gems of the lovely Tuscany region that surrounds it. Number 6. Venice, about 310 miles from Rome, is a city of canals with no automobiles and only boats for transportation. Venice is always teeming with tourists, which is understandable given that it is one of the world's most beautiful and romantic cities. The majority of your time will be spent in Piazza San Marco, which contains a stunning Byzantine basilica, and on the Grand Canal, where your tour will conclude with a gondola ride through the canals. A visit to Venice, Italy, can be completed in 2 days. If you have time, a trip down the Venetian lagoon to the islands of Murano, and Porcello is highly recommended. Number 5. Berlin. To follow the planned route you must fly because it is the most efficient mode of transportation to reach the heart of Europe. You would arrive in Berlin after about an hour and a half, and in Amsterdam after about 2 hours. As a result, you should only consider visiting Berlin if you have a long-term trip that will allow you to spend at least 2 days there. There are numerous best places to visit in Berlin. All you need to know about there are tours and excursions. If you visit Berlin in Germany, you may be able to visit other major Central European cities such as Budapest, Vienna, Warsaw, Krakow, or Munich. Prague is ranked 4th. If you have time during your vacation for Prague, okay, let's just use this opportunity to talk about Prague, the Czech Republic's capital. In reality, Prague and each of the previously mentioned towns have sufficient justification to be included in the tour of Europe's heart. For example, in Prague, a true fairy tale city, the best corners are found in the Old Town Square, the Charles Bridge, and the grounds of Prague Castle, where the castle is located. Other places that tourists want to visit. The cathedral is a stunning structure. Once you've completed your Prague tour, you'll be in good shape to visit places like Karlovy Vary and Český Kromwell, both of which are breathtakingly beautiful. Amsterdam, number 3. We should not let our tours of Berlin and Venice crowd out the beautiful city of Amsterdam. While there, you will notice that Amsterdam is also known for its canals. They are simply different from those in the Italian capital and are located in an area of Europe where it is difficult to see a hill or mountain. Amsterdam is a beautiful city full of flowers and mills between canals where you can, among other things, visit the Van Gogh Museum. If you like this artist's work, you should see these. It is also one of the most environmentally conscious cities in the world. Bicycles and boats rule the streets and waterways. Another advantage is that you are in one of Europe's best-served railway zones, allowing you to travel quickly and easily to other Dutch towns, such as The Hague or even Belgium, which are only a few hours away. It's also worth spending a day outside of the city, visiting places like Volendam Zand Sessions and Guitar, where you can explore rural Holland. Number 2. We will talk about Paris, the Eiffel Tower, the Louvre Museum, and 1,000 other delightful nooks that have made Paris one of the most visited cities in the world year after year. The City of Love is known as Paris. The Seine River Tour is a must-do while in Paris, and you should plan accordingly. The most convenient mode of transportation is the train. If you're coming from the Flanders region, you'll be in the heart of the French city in no time. Gastronomy is also highly valued in Paris, and you will not be disappointed when you arrive, as you will be bombarded with options. Number 1. London. As a final destination, we recommend that you end your journey in London, arguably Europe's most cosmopolitan city. Entering the United Kingdom means entering a country with a unique perspective on Europe. Driving on the left is the first thing that will catch your attention. London is known for its red double-decker buses, traditional matching color phone booths, and well-known buildings. All of this, and much more, combine to make London one of Europe's top 10 cities. We hope that the top 10 cities we have suggested will be useful to you in planning your vacation, either in the order we have suggested or according to your circumstances. We know you enjoy visiting other cities,